Have you ever wondered why there are women who do not need to flaunt themselves, who do not need to prove anything, and yet the world treats them like something rare, almost sacred? While most women are placed in the position of being chosen, a very small number become the ones others pray to be worthy of choosing. What creates that difference? It is not wealth, it is not beauty, it is not charm or technique. The truth, my dear listener, is that the difference comes from energy. A feminine presence cultivated from within, not purchased from outside. And when this energy is aligned, refined, and protected, a woman becomes what the millionaire rabbi calls a vessel of rarity, a blessing, not a bargain. This is the energy that makes her unforgettable, cherished, respected, and protected without having to ask for any of it. In today's message, I will reveal 7 spiritual and psychological secrets of feminine energy through the lens of the millionaire rabbi's wisdom. Principles that elevate a woman from one among many to one in a generation. This is not only about attracting love. This is about attracting yourself first, coming home to your essence, your wholeness, and your inner radiance. Are you ready to become that invaluable woman? 1. Magnetic silence. The power that draws without performing. There is something ancient, sacred, and deeply feminine about silence, not silence from insecurity, not silence from fear, but silence from fullness. Have you ever sat in a crowded room where everyone spoke loudly, competing for attention? And yet the woman who said the least was the one your eyes kept returning to. She wasn't trying to dominate the room, she wasn't trying to impress, she wasn't even trying to be seen. And yet, she was seen. That is magnetic silence, a quality the millionaire rabbi associates with the matriarchs of old, women whose depth was felt even before their voices were heard. Her silence is not empty, it is anchored. It is the silence of a clear lake surrounded by noise. The longer you look into it, the deeper your own soul becomes. In a world where everyone is shouting, a woman who carries calm becomes a luxury. The millionaire rabbi teaches that a woman who has made peace with herself becomes a sanctuary for others. This is why magnetic silence draws people in. Because beneath all the noise, every human being is secretly searching for a safe harbor, a place where the soul can breathe. Silence is not the absence of charm. It is charm without effort. Let me share a story. There was a glamorous dinner in the world of art collectors and entrepreneurs. People were competing for attention through laughter, stories, outfits, and dramatic gestures. But in the corner sat a woman in a simple dress, listening more than she spoke. She asked gentle, thoughtful questions. Her eyes didn't dart around searching for validation. They rested where her soul was present. When the event ended, people forgot most of the loud conversations, but they all remembered her, not because she did much, but because she did everything with intention. The millionaire rabbi teaches that when a person heals their insecurities, their inner shadow, as he calls it, they stop needing to perform, for worth silence becomes the loudest proof of inner confidence. The same applies to love. Many women think that to win a man's heart, they must constantly impress, talk, laugh, entertain. But here is the divine paradox. A man feels safest with the woman who can sit beside him quietly, because in her quiet, he feels rest. Your silence becomes the place where he finally removes the armor the world forces him to wear. Women worry silence makes them appear boring, but magnetic silence is not emptiness. It is depth. It is elegance without noise. A man may forget a beautiful face, but he never forgets the woman whose silence gave him peace. This is why the millionaire rabbi says, silence is the crown of the wise. Ask yourself, when was the last time you allowed yourself a moment of true, nourishing silence? Not sadness, not emotional withdrawal, but presence. If you cultivate this energy, men will remember you long after they forget everyone else, because you will become what the world rarely sees. A woman with an anchored soul, a luxury. 2. Listening with the soul, the art of making others feel seen. If magnetic silence makes a man pause, soul listening makes him stay. Every human being, no matter how strong they appear, carries a hidden longing to be understood. But true listening is not waiting for your turn to speak. True listening is something the millionaire rabbi calls hearing the heart behind the words. This type of listening is not done with the ears, but with presence. It means no judgment, no interruption, no rushing to fix or advise, just being fully there. Let me illustrate. A man returns home exhausted, his confidence shaken, his worries heavy. A woman who listens with her mind will say, "Don't worry, you'll be fine." A woman who listens with her ego will say, "You're overreacting." But a woman who listens with her soul just sits beside him, places a gentle hand on his arm, leaves space for him to breathe, and with just a nod, her eyes say, "I see you. You're safe here." In that moment, he doesn't need solutions. He needs sanctuary. This is the feminine gift, not to fix a man's world, but to be the place where his world feels lighter. The millionaire rabbi says, when a woman listens with presence, she heals without touching. A man may meet hundreds of beautiful women, but he will only open his soul to the woman who listens like this. He will forget promises. He will forget compliments. But he will never forget the moment she understood him without him having to explain. This skill is not only powerful in love, but in friendship, family, leadership. Most people hear, very few people understand. Soul listening is a luxury the modern world doesn't teach, because it can't be faked. And once you learn it, once you embody it, you become unforgettable. 3. Keeping mystery, revealing yourself with intention. If silence draws him in and listening opens him up, mystery makes him return again and again. Mystery is not manipulation. It's not playing games. It's not hiding. Mystery is simply this: not giving the world access to all of you at once. It is keeping sacred what is meant to be discovered slowly. A woman who reveals everything instantly becomes predictable. A woman who reveals herself gently becomes unforgettable. The millionaire rabbi says, what is holy is revealed with time, not with haste. You do not tell your whole life story in the first week. You do not reveal every wound or every dream to someone who has not yet earned that access. Mystery is honoring your depth by allowing others to discover it gradually. That pace, that unfolding, is what bonds a man to you, because he feels there is always more of you, more depth, more softness, more wisdom, waiting to be discovered. Mystery makes him cherish you, pursue you, return to you, because you are not easy to grasp. You are rare. Mystery is not coldness. It is not distance. It is not withholding affection. Mystery is self-respect in slow motion. It is understanding that your soul is a temple, and not everyone is meant to walk through all its chambers on the first visit, the millionaire rabbi often teaches. A treasure revealed too quickly becomes taken for granted. And this is true in love, friendship, and even business. Let me share a story. In New York, there was a young woman admired by many men. She was warm, kind, approachable, but she never poured out her entire life in one breath. She kept pieces of her world sacred, and she offered them only when someone had earned the privilege. On a first date, a man asked, "What's your deepest fear?" She just smiled softly and said, "Some things are stories for another chapter." Not teasing, not playing games, just honoring pacing. Men kept seeking her, not because she was hard to get, but because she was worth discovering. Mystery doesn't push men away. Mystery makes them lean in. A woman who keeps mystery isn't hiding. She is honoring the sacred timing of intimacy. The millionaire rabbi teaches that within every woman lives what he calls the hidden garden, a place of depth, intuition, softness, and emotional richness. Not everyone deserves entrance, and certainly not quickly. When a woman reveals herself slowly, she gives a man the gift of earning her trust, and anything earned is valued. Anything easily obtained is quickly forgotten. This is why women who keep their mystery are not only remembered, they are cherished. A mysterious woman is not a puzzle. She is a journey. And that journey is what binds a man's heart. 4. Gratitude and enjoyment, the feminine art of radiating happiness. Mystery draws him in, but the way you enjoy life, that is what holds him. A man may be captivated by beauty or intrigued by mystery, but he bonds with the woman who radiates gratitude, the woman who carries happiness lightly, quietly, naturally. Happiness is not loud. It is not manic. It is not performative. Happiness in its pure feminine form is contentment. A luxury woman is not one who has everything. She is one who finds joy in the small things: a cup of tea, sun on her skin, a moment of laughter, the warmth of a blanket, the calm of early morning, the sweetness of rain. The millionaire rabbi says, "A grateful woman carries the fragrance of Eden," because gratitude is not an emotion, it is a spiritual frequency. A woman who complains, compares, and feels lacking radiates emptiness. A woman who delights in the present radiates fullness. Fullness is magnetic. Fullness is healing. Fullness is luxury. A man feels safe near a woman who enjoys life because he does not feel responsible for filling her emotional void. Instead, he is nourished by her joy. Let me tell you a story. A man once shared with the rabbi that in all his relationships, one memory stayed with him. One rainy evening, traffic was terrible. They were both soaked from running through puddles. Most women would complain, but she tilted her head up, felt the raindrops fall on her face, and laughed. "Look, even the sky is blessing us today." He said that moment changed something in him, because she turned inconvenience into magic. She made ordinary moments feel sacred. That is the power of a woman who enjoys life. The millionaire rabbi teaches, a grateful woman elevates the spirit of everyone around her. Gratitude is not weakness, it is strength. It is a woman saying, "I don't need the world to be perfect for me to be happy," and that makes her a rare presence in a world ruled by dissatisfaction. Such a woman becomes the peace a man didn't know he was missing. And from this fullness, this gratitude, emerges the next secret: living in your truth. 5. Living true to your essence. Without masks or performance, beauty attracts the eyes. Mystery attracts the mind. Gratitude attracts the heart. But truth attracts the soul. Most women live behind masks: the perfect girl, the cheerful friend, the easygoing partner, the flawless image. But a woman who dares to show her real self, her soft days, her fears, her tears, her strength, her messiness, becomes unforgettable. Why? Because she is real, and real is rare. The millionaire rabbi teaches, a mask may win admiration, but only truth wins connection. He explains that every woman carries two layers: the persona, the image presented to the world; the essence, who she truly is. A woman becomes luxury when she lives from essence, when she can say, "I am strong, but sometimes I stumble. I am wise, but sometimes I doubt. I am soft, but not fragile. I am whole, but still becoming." I once spoke with a woman successful in media, always polished, always perfect. People admired her, but no one truly knew her. One day she shared her real story: her grief after a loved one's passing, her nights of silent tears, her fears of failing. Instead of losing respect, she gained trust. People saw her humanity, her depth, her courage. Because truth is a gift. Truth is connection. Truth is luxury. Men, too, are drawn to truth. They may enjoy a polished persona, but they bond with the woman who says, "I don't always have it together." Because in her truth he finds permission to be real too. The millionaire rabbi often says, a woman's vulnerability is not weakness. It is invitation, inviting others to live without armor. A luxury woman is not the one who appears perfect. She is the one who lives without pretending, because truth has a weight, an authenticity, a dignity, and in a world full of illusions, truth is the rarest form of beauty. 6. Gentle but not weak, the strength of soft boundaries. There is a misconception that gentleness equals weakness, but gentleness without boundaries is fragility. Boundaries without gentleness are aggression. A luxury woman is neither fragile nor aggressive. She is soft but immovable. The millionaire rabbi describes feminine strength like this: a rose is soft, but the thorns protect the beauty. A gentle woman says, "I understand you, but this is my limit." No shouting, no threats, no cold silence, no emotional chaos, just a calm, firm, anchored truth. Let me show you a real example. A successful woman once negotiated a business deal. Her voice was soft, her tone warm. But when the partner tried to insert unfair terms, she gently smiled and said, "I honor your offer, but it does not align with my values. If it remains unchanged, we simply will not proceed." Her voice didn't rise, her posture didn't stiffen, her spirit did not waver. And the man folded. Not because she fought, but because she stood firm without losing her softness. This is feminine strength at its peak. In love, it looks like this. I adore you, but I will not abandon myself for you. I forgive you, but I will not tolerate repeated harm. I am soft, but I am not bendable in my worth. Men deeply respect this energy because men trust women who trust themselves. Softness opens his heart. Boundaries earn his respect. A gentle but not weak woman becomes unforgettable because she carries both compassion and principle, a combination rarer than diamonds. 7. Nurturing energy. Filling yourself so you can radiate warmth. A luxury woman is not defined by how much she gives, but by where she gives. Giving from emptiness leads to exhaustion. Giving from fullness leads to radiance. The millionaire rabbi often teaches, a woman who nurtures her own soul becomes a wellspring of blessing to others. Many women are taught to pour, sacrifice, care endlessly. But a woman who constantly pours without refilling becomes bitter, drained, resentful. Not because she is unloving, but because she is empty. True nurturing begins with yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a spiritual way. A woman is like a lamp. If there is no oil inside, the flame dies. Self-care is not vanity. Self-care is spiritual maintenance. It is the quiet morning with tea. It is the walk that clears the mind. It is the prayer whispered at dawn. It is choosing peace instead of chaos. It is refusing to abandon your own needs because life becomes busy. The stronger your inner light, the more you can brighten others. A mother once told the rabbi she felt guilty resting, guilty taking time for herself, even guilty breathing without rushing. But her exhaustion made her irritable with her children, distant from her husband, and disconnected from her own soul. The rabbi told her, "Your family drinks from your cup. If your cup is empty, you give them nothing but shadows." She began practicing daily nurturing. 10 minutes of silence, soft morning stretches, small moments of gratitude, setting gentle boundaries, allowing herself rest. Soon she became calmer, her children felt safer, her husband felt closer, and she felt like herself again. Because when a woman nourishes herself, everyone she loves receives the overflow. You cannot give peace if you don't have peace. You cannot give warmth if your own heart is cold. You cannot give presence if you are spiritually starving. This is why a nurtured woman becomes luxury. She is not emotionally dependent. She is not drained. She is not desperate. She radiates a quiet, glowing fullness. People feel healed just by being near her. She becomes a sanctuary. The rabbi says, "The world is noisy, but a nourished woman becomes holy silence." And this holy silence creates the final transformation. Conclusion: the woman who becomes a luxury soul. A woman who embodies all 7 feminine qualities becomes rare, not because she tries to be rare, but because she returns to her essence. What makes her luxury? Her silence, magnetic, calm, dignified. Her listening, deep enough to heal. Her mystery, inviting, not withholding. Her gratitude, radiating fullness. Her truth, unmasked, authentic. Her gentle strength, soft but unmovable. Her nurturing, first for herself, then for the world. The millionaire rabbi says, a luxurious woman is not displayed, she is discovered, not chased, not competed for, not treated as an option. Because she is not an option, she is a presence, a soul shaped by silence, softness, wisdom, and inner royalty. A woman like this does not beg to be chosen. She chooses herself. She does not prove her worth. She remembers it. She does not chase love. She attracts it, naturally, effortlessly, spiritually. And any man who wins such a woman knows immediately. She is a blessing, a rarity, a luxury few ever encounter. If these words touched you, if you felt your spirit awaken, if you recognized pieces of yourself here, you are already stepping into this energy. You are not becoming someone else. You are returning to who you always were, a woman of value, a woman of depth, a woman of quiet magnificence, a woman of sacred femininity. And as the millionaire rabbi says, when a woman remembers her worth, the world remembers it too.